Hare Krishna, devotees, welcome to Shloka a day. Today's Shloka will be Shloka number 4 of chapter 9. But just a quick recap of the first section that we have covered, which is Shlokas 1 to 3, called the glories of knowledge. And here the Lord is talking about Kevala Bhakti, which means the knowledge about Krishna will actually lead you to pure devotional service. So for the first 3 shlokas were, the Supreme Personality of Godhead said, my dear Arjuna, because you're never envious of me, I shall impart to you this most confidential knowledge and realization, knowing which you shall be relieved of the miseries of material existence. And in the second shloka, the Lord said, this knowledge is the king of education, the most secret of all secrets. It is the purest knowledge, and because it gives direct perception of the self by realization, it is the perfection of religion. It is everlasting, and it is joyfully performed. In the shloka that we covered yesterday, I think I have the wrong shloka here. So we'll look at the third shloka, that those who are not faithful in this devotional service cannot attain me, O conqueror of enemies. Therefore, they return to the path of birth and death in this material world. So today we are going to cover the next section, which is shlokas 4 to 10, which talks about Krishna's relationship with the world. Maya tatamidam sarvam.
Maya tadamidam sarvam.
Jagadavyaktamurtina.
Jagadavyaktamurtina.
Matsthani sarvabhutani.
Masthani sarvabhutani.
Nachaham teshvavasthitaha.
Nachaham te savastitaha.
Word for word meaning, translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Maya,
Maya,
by me.
by me.
Tatam,
Tatam,
pervaded.
pervaded.
Idam,
this.
Sarvam,
Sarvam,
all.
Jagat,
cosmic manifestation.
cosmic manifestation.
Avyaktamurtina, by the unmanifested form. Matsthani, in me. Sarvabhutani, all living entities. Na, not. Cha, also. Aham, I. Teshu, in them. Avasthitaha, situated. Translation. By me in my unmanifested form.
By me in my unmanifested form.
This entire universe is pervaded. All beings are in me. But I am not in them. So here the Lord is beginning to talk about his relationship with this material cosmos, how he is the source of everything, he pervades everything, and yet he is not here. So how do we understand this particular shloka? So how does the Lord pervade all of his creation? He pervades all of his creation as Paramatma. He is the source of all creation, and all creation rests on him. And when creation is wound down, all of creation is in him. So the Supreme Personality of Godhead is not perceivable through the gross material senses. It is said, Atah Shri Krishna Namadi na bhaved grahyam indriyai sevon mukhehi jihvadau swayam eva spuratyadaha. This is the shloka in the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, where the shloka translates as, Lord Shri Krishna's name, fame, pastimes, etc. cannot be understood by material senses. Only to one who is engaged in pure devotional service under proper guidance is he revealed. Which means the Lord does not make himself accessible to those who do not have faith in him and to those who are not practicing Bhakti Yoga. Prabhupada writes in the Brahma Samhita, it is stated, Premanjana churrita bhakti vilochanena santas sadaiva hridayeshu vilokayanti. One can see the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Govinda, always within himself and outside himself, if one has developed the transcendental loving attitude towards him. Since the Lord pervades everything, he is both within and also without. So only a person who is self-realized can actually see this, that the Lord is within him and the Lord is all around him. Thus, for people in general, he is not visible. Here it is said that although he is all-pervading, everywhere present, he is not conceivable by the material senses. This is indicated here by the word avyaktamurtina. But actually, although we cannot see him, everything is resting in him. So the first point to remember when the Lord says he is the source of all creation and he pervades everything, but he's not within it. The first point, how does he pervade all of his creation? As Paramatma. Now looking at the second point, where the Lord says, but he's not here in this creation. So he's created everything, he's maintaining everything, but he's not here. So how do we understand this? He is here, he is not here as Bhagavan. As Bhagavan, he is always residing in the spiritual world. He never leaves the spiritual world. So that's how we understand the shloka, the two different facets of the Lord. As we have discussed in the 7th chapter, the entire material cosmic manifestation is only a combination of his two different energies, the superior spiritual energy and the inferior material energy. So Jiva Shakti and Prakriti Shakti. Just as the sunshine is spread all over the universe, the energy of the Lord is spread all over the creation, and everything is resting in that energy. Yet, one should not conclude that because he is spread all over, he has lost his personal existence. To refute such an argument, the Lord says, I am everywhere and everything is in me, but still I am aloof. For example, a king heads a government which is but the manifestation of the king's energy. The different governmental departments are nothing but the energies of the king, and each department is resting on the king's power. So the impersonal aspect of a government is the various departments. The personal aspect of the government is the various department heads and the head of the government itself. So in this context, you can understand impersonalism and personalism. So behind the impersonal, there is always going to be the personal. So the Lord is pervading the entire universe through his impersonal energies. And the Lord is not here in his personal form. He is always in his spiritual world. But still, one cannot expect the king to be present in every department personally. That is a crude example. Similarly, all the manifestations that we see and everything that exists, both in this material world and in the spiritual world, are resting on the energy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The creation takes place by the diffusion of his different energies, and as stated in the Bhagavad Gita, Vishtabhyaham idam kritsnam. He is everywhere present by his personal representation, the diffusion of his different energies. But he is not present here in his personal form as Bhagavan. He's always residing in his spiritual abode. That's the facet that we need to understand in this particular shloka.
If you like our videos, please subscribe to our channel and turn on the bell notification. If you'd like to join our classes every day, please check the details in the description section of this video. We look forward to serving you.